What if I told you there's this invisible force that's shaping pretty much everything, from your heartbeat to your social media feed? It's what dictates when you feel energized, how you connect with other people, and, yeah, even how you think. Well, that force is rhythm. And today, we're going to make it visible. We all kind of get what rhythm is, right? It's intuitive. Like Shane Parrish puts it here, it's that familiar feeling of a pattern and a pace. The beat that gets your foot tapping. It pulls us together, gives us a sense of direction. But we're going to go way deeper than just music. Because what if this isn't just a nice metaphor? What if rhythm is a fundamental way of looking at the world? A force that actually structures our biology, our societies, and even the way we process information. Okay, so to really wrap our heads around this, we first need to break rhythm down. It's not just one thing. It's more like a dynamic dance between two key ingredients. See, rhythm isn't just one thing, it's attention. It's this structured relationship between first, repetition, that's what creates a pattern and sets up an expectation in our brains, and second, difference. That's the part that breaks the pattern just enough to grab our attention and create some meaning. And this is a brilliant way to see it. If you go too far in one direction with too much repetition, you get monotony. Just think of a clock ticking away. It's predictable, sure, but it is so boring. Now go all the way to the other extreme, too much difference, and you just get chaos, total, unpredictable, disorienting noise. Rhythm is that magic that happens right in between. The poet Octavio Paz just nails the psychology of this. Our brains are basically prediction machines. So rhythm sets up a pattern, and we instinctively want it to continue. But when it's interrupted, when that difference is introduced, we feel a jolt, a shock. And that jolt, that's your brain snapping to attention. That's where the meaning is. So this dance between expectation and surprise, it is absolutely fundamental. And the first place we find it at work isn't in music or art, but right inside our own bodies, in its hidden beat. I mean, your body is an incredible polyrhythmic machine. Down at the millisecond scale, your neurons are firing in these unbelievably complex patterns. Zoom out to seconds, and you've got the steady beat of your heart and the gentle cycle of your breath. Over hours, your body follows that circadian rhythm of sleeping and waking. And then, at the scale of a whole year, seasonal changes affect everything from your mood to your metabolism. They're all nested, all interconnected. Now, here's a pretty surprising fact about our biggest biological rhythm. We tend to think of our internal clock as being a perfect 24 hours, but it's not. Research shows it actually runs a little longer, at about 24.18 hours. This means we have to rely on external cues, like sunlight, to sync up, or entrain, our internal clock with the planet's actual 24-hour day. But what happens when our internal clock clashes with our man-made schedules? Well, we get something called social jet lag. This is that feeling a night owl gets when they have to force themselves to wake up for an early morning job. You're living in a constant state of arrhythmia, a mismatch between your body's natural rhythm and the rhythm society is demanding. And this isn't just about feeling a little tired. The costs of ignoring our biological rhythms are severe. The World Health Organization has actually classified rotating shift work as a probable carcinogen. Even that everyday social jet lag is strongly correlated with really serious health issues, like metabolic syndrome and depression. So rhythm isn't a luxury, it's a biological necessity. Okay, so rhythm governs our bodies. Now let's zoom out from the individual to the group and see how this exact same principle shapes our entire social world. A perfect example of social rhythm is military drill. It's designed to do three things incredibly well. One, it makes complex movements automatic so they still work under high stress. Two, it lets soldiers predict each other's actions, which builds trust. And most importantly, it creates a powerful sense of group cohesion, that feeling you get from moving as one. This kind of shared rhythm used to be a cornerstone of society. I mean, think about the 20th century. Huge parts of the population were synced up to the 6 p.m. news or primetime TV. But in the 21st century, these shared rhythms have been completely fractured and replaced by personalized algorithmic rhythms. The infinite scroll, push notifications, on-demand streaming, we've moved from a shared beat to millions of individual beats, each one optimized to hold our attention. And this leads us to a perfect modern example of a broken, unhealthy rhythm, doom scrolling. Remember our definition? A healthy rhythm has anticipation and resolution. Well, doom scrolling gives you endless anticipation, what's the next shocking headline, but it gives you zero resolution. It's just a reinforcing loop of anxiety, a rhythm designed for addiction, not for satisfaction. So it might feel like our natural, healthy rhythms are under attack by these new, chaotic ones. But we are not powerless. This final section is all about shifting from being a passive subject of rhythm to becoming an active designer. This brings us to the most empowering idea of all: we can choose our rhythms. We can actually observe the cadences that govern our lives. Some are healthy, some are not, and we can start to consciously design better ones for our work, our rest, and our focus. And here are two simple but really powerful rules of thumb to get started. First, the rest equals load rule. This just means the recovery you take should match the intensity of the work you just did. A day of back-to-back meetings? That violates this rule, fundamentally. Second, remember that silence is structural. A pause in a speech, the white space on a page, or just an unscheduled hour in your day, these aren't empty waste. They are vital, load-bearing parts of the rhythm that give it shape and meaning. So, as we wrap up this explainer, I'll leave you with this one question. Think about the patterns and paces that define your days, the rhythm of your work, your communication, your rest, your attention. What is the rhythm of your life? And who or what is the conductor?